To support this channel, visit the TCGplayer affiliate link in the description below. Thank you so much to my friend Austin for allowing me to use his deck for this video. I play with Austin almost every week, and I'm so glad I've got such a wonderful friend like him. You're amazing, Austin. Teysa Karlov, better known as Death Harmonicon, is basically a reverse Yurok the Desecrated. All your death triggers from any permanent will trigger an additional time. I'll show you how we'll utilize this as we go through the deck. Death triggers. What better place to start than death triggers themselves? These are not the only ones in the deck, but these are the best examples of the triggers. Yahenni, Undying Partisan. Yahenni gets bigger when things die, and he can make himself indestructible very easily. But rather than putting 1+1/+1 counter on him, we'll put 2 when Teysa's out. Kokusho, the Evening Star. When Kokusho dies, when Teysa is out, he'll make each opponent lose 10 life, and you'll gain that much life. It's just, oh my gosh, it's the worst. Do you see where I'm going with this Teysa deck yet? Blood Artist, Zulaport Cutthroat, Vindictive Vampire. These are all about the same, and when something dies, opponents lose life and you gain life, but of course that's doubled. Bastion of Remembrance, the Meat Hook Massacre, and Massacre Worm. All of these seem pretty different at first glance, but they all force opponents to lose life in some way, and you'll gain some life too. Both massacres also do work as some sort of board wipe as well, fueling that life loss. Life loss, life gain, and since we'll be gaining life at an accelerated rate, let's do some more of it. Palace Siege. This card is versatile, but we'll probably be using it to do exactly what those last cards have been doing. Lose 2, gain 2, or in this case, lose 4, gain 4. Blind Obedience and Treasury Thrall. Of course, these two will be mostly used to extort opponents, forcing life loss and your own life gain, and the other abilities help too. Exquisite Blood and Sanguine Bond. These two infinitely loop if you're not stopped. You gain life, they lose life. They lose life, you gain life. Easy peasy, Winnie Squeezy, Winnie the Pooh Bear. Okay, you get what I'm trying to say. Exsanguinate and Grey Merchant of Asphodel, or Gary. Lose more life, folks, except this time it will be X life, and usually that X isn't so fun. Creature tokens. It's often missed because Teysa's first ability is so amazing, but she also grants creature tokens Vigilance and Lifelink. Just one of those abilities is incredible, but granting both is just insane. Mimic Vat. This allows us to make tokens of anything that dies, and then that token will, well, you guessed it, have Vigilance and Lifelink. Hello, dead sigiled starfish. I'll most definitely make a copy of you and add it to my wonderful Lifelinky Vigilante collection, just for a turn. Keeper of the Accord and Elspeth Sun's Champion. Both of these have other abilities that are very useful, but for Teysa, she'll just want those soldiers for the Orzhov army. Thank you for your patronage. Seraph of the Scale, Elenda the Dusk Rose, and Wormcoil Engine. These all create some sort of token when they die, and you know that those death triggers will double. Extra spirits, extra vampires, extra nasty worms for our battlefield. Anointed Procession and Divine Visitation. Both of these deal with tokens and are both amazing. Those doubled death triggers from just a second ago will double again with Anointed Procession, and if Divine Visitation's out, you'll make that many 4/4 flyers instead. The value of these tokens just keeps getting better and better. God Eternal, Oketra, and Parhelion 2. And speaking of 4/4 creatures, why not throw these in here as well? 4/4s are hard enough to deal with, but when they also have that Vigilance Lifelink combo, it's devastating. Plus, don't forget that Sanguine Bond from before. All this Lifelink's going to come in handy. Eliminate. The card Eliminate is not in the deck, but it's a word that very well describes this section. Vindictive Lich. This Lich basically has 3 death triggers, and they're also doubled. Good luck, opponents. Murderous Rider, Go for the Throat, and Mortify. Some hard, fast destroy spells. What more could you want? Source the Plowshares and Anguish Unmaking. Oh, you want exile spells too? Okay, well here you go. Archon of Justice, Angel of Despair, and Ashen Rider. More killy spells, and doubled upon death in the case of both Archons. Me likey. Well, only if you're not playing against this. Trust me, I know. Return from the Dead. Since we want our stuff to die, I'd like to get it back so it can die again in a very Orzhov fashion. Aetherios, God of Passage, Aetherios, Shroud Veiled, and Adarkar Valkyrie. Well, when someone dies, we'll try and make sure it comes back to us in some way, to our hand or to the battlefield. All these do it differently, but it will always be a lot of fun. Especially when Austin asks you to pay 3 life to give him a creature back, when you only have like 5 life left. It's such a joy. I'm not bitter. Ravos Soul Tender and Deptor's Canal. I want to just Want to just get your creatures back for free? Kinda. Well, here are 2 ways to do that. On our upkeep, we'll just return something. Happy day. Graveyard hate. Now, I know we want to bring stuff back from the graveyard, but sometimes opponents have scary things too, so we'll try to keep them at bay, and only do things at our own speed. Kunarov's Hound of Aetherios and Ashes of the Abhorrent. Like I said, only we can do graveyard stuff at our own pace, plus Ashes of the Abhorrent. Triggers twice, by the way, gaining twice as much life when Teysa is out. Teysa, Forgotten Archangel. Teysa could go in this group, or the last one. Basically, she makes sure our creatures return to us when they die, and she makes opponents' creatures exile when they die instead. Poor thing, Wizards forgot you for years, and then they named you the Forgotten Archangel. That's so rude, Wizards. Come on, have a heart. Plus, on her normal art, you can see her wings are just shredded. So it just makes me a little bit sad. From here on out, the sections are short, so get ready for some rapid fire. Protect myself. Well, we don't want to die too fast, of course. Only our creatures. Ink Shield. Fog, but makes Inklings for each damage prevented. And Yosei, the Morning Star. Yosei protects us by slowing a player down for a turn, and with Teysa, it'll be doubled. You get the drill. Board Wipes. Self-explanatory. Cleansing Nova. Fumigate. Merciless Eviction. Kaboom! Lots of death triggers. Card draw. Sign in Blood and Phyrexian Arena. Yeah, chili cheese dogs, gotta draw fast. Skull Clamp, Liliana Dreadhorde General. Again, Doug Dimmadome double draw death triggers. Say that 10 times fast. Attach Skull Clamp to a 1/1 for 4 cards. It's so good. Win. Now! Revel in Riches and Angel of Destiny. A couple little bonuses here if you really just want to win fast. Revel in Riches twiggers twice again. Revel in Riches triggers twice. Once again, making treasures that much faster, and Angel of Destiny will win us the game because of the life we have gained up to this point with all the lifelink tokens. Searching for extras, Demonic Tutor, Grim Tutor, and Treasure Keeper. Let's just search for what we need, and heck, Treasure Keeper's triggers twice. Once again, we get it. Thank you so much again, Austin, for letting me use this deck. I've played against it a bunch, and as much as it sucks to play against sometimes, it's actually really, really fun. I love the constant versatility and extra things you can do so often. Austin always pulls a win out of his butt, and it doesn't make any sense to me, but he always does it. I highly recommend playing with the Teysa Karlov deck because it really changes your perspective on creature deaths and being able to trigger things more than once. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't ever miss your weekly dose of magic.